Hello everybody, my name is Tanya and this is going to be a part Friday Reads, part BooktubeSFF Babbles video. So at the moment I'm currently in the middle of a number of things that I'm reading for the Unhyped Reads Readathon, which ends at the end of today, and as I said, I'm still in the middle of quite a few things that I'll be reading a bit more of throughout the evening, but I won't be finishing them all, so I will be continuing on with the books that I'm currently reading for that. But I'll talk a little bit more about that in my Unhyped Reads wrap-up. So I've been thinking about what I might want to pick up next, and as so happens, there are a couple of books that I own that have been nominated for the BooktubeSFF Awards and happen to have read-alongs going on at the moment, and so I was thinking that may be a good push to pick these ones up. And this is where the BooktubeSFF Babbles part of the video comes in. So I'm sure you are aware of the BooktubeSFF Awards, but if you're not, I will leave a link to the Goodreads group, which has everything BooktubeSFF related you may need to know about. But the shortlist for the awards was recently announced, and some read-alongs have started about it. And there's also a series of video topics called BooktubeSFF Babbles, in which you talk about different things to do with the awards. And this week the topic was kind of a shortlist reaction and what your plans for the shortlist might be. So I thought I'd talk about the books that I own that I might pick up in the next week to read for the read-alongs, the books that I have read already, and some maybes that I might get to at some point in the future. We'll just see what happens. So as for the books that I own that I haven't yet read, the first book that I have is a nominee for the Best Novel category, and that is Backcher Magic by V.E. Schwab. I have been really excited about this. I read Vicious by V.E. Schwab probably a couple of years ago now, and I absolutely adored it, and so I was really excited for this coming out. Then there was a lot of hype, and maybe some people weren't quite so enthusiastic about it. And while that hasn't changed the fact that I'm excited to get to this one, it maybe made it slightly less of a priority, and so this would be a good push to finally actually pick it up and see if I like it just as much as Vicious. We will find out. And then the second book that I own from the shortlists that I haven't read yet is a nominee for the Best Graphic Work, and that is Nimona by Noelle Stevenson, which I've heard just absolutely fantastic things about. And again, purchased this being really enthusiastic to get to it, haven't got to it yet, so here's my push to pick it up. So this is my plans for the coming week once I kind of get through some of the stuff that I'm reading for Unhyped Reads, or maybe alongside that, as I'm reading a number of short story collections at the moment, so I might be able to dip in and around this. But as I said, there are read-alongs going on for these ones at the moment. I think they were running from the 1st to 15th of March, so it's the perfect time to pick these ones up. As I mentioned, there are another couple of books from the shortlist that I may or may not end up picking up at some point in time. We'll see how that goes. Those ones, the read-alongs aren't until April, so I've got a little bit of time to decide. The first one of those is another nominee for the Best Graphic Work category, and that is volume 2 of The Wicked and the Divine. I've not read the first volume of The Wicked and the Divine, but I have heard fantastic things about The Wicked and the Divine on Booktube, so perhaps it's time to find out what all the fuss is about. So that's a maybe for my shortlist plans. And then the other maybe I have is another nominee for the Best Novel category, and that is Shadows of Self by Brandon Sanderson. Again, this one is the second book in a series, and I've not read the first. I did read the original Mistborn trilogy last year and adored it, but I haven't gone on with this kind of accompanying trilogy. The first of those is Alloy of Law, which, as I said, I've not read, so it's possible that maybe I will get to this and then on to Shadows of Self. We'll just see how my plans go, but I did really enjoy those ones. I have enjoyed Brandon Sanderson. I would like to read some more, so that's a maybe. So I've got 2 that I'm hoping to read, 2 that I might read, and then there are also 2 that I've already read from the shortlists. The first of those is something that I was not at all surprised to see on the shortlist, and that is Saga Volume 5, which of course is a nominee for the Best Graphic Work. And of course I adored it. I love Saga, a lot of people love Saga, so I was not at all surprised to see that one on the shortlist. And the second book that I've already read is from the Best Novel category, and that is Uprooted by Naomi Novik. And I enjoyed this one. I have some mixed thoughts. I think I settled on around 3.5. That's my rating. There were parts of this that I absolutely adored, and then there were other bits that kind of lagged a little for me, but I did really enjoy that one. It got an awful amount of hype, which I'm sure is largely to do with the cover, and I, am definitely guilty of getting on board with that. But I do think there's a lot of merit to it too, and it's another one I'm probably not very surprised to see on the shortlist. As for the rest of the shortlist, at this stage I don't have any plans on reading any others, but we'll just see what happens. The fourth and final book nominated for the Best Novel category is The Fifth Season by N.K. Jemisin, which I've heard some fantastic things about, but I have read one N.K. Jemisin book in the past, which I got in a Book Riot Quarterly box, and that is The Killing Moon, which I kind of had mixed feelings about. I enjoyed it in some respects and really didn't in others, so I'm not super keen to read any more N.K. Jemisin at the moment. Although, like I said, I've been hearing just flawless things about that one. So in the nominees for young adult, I don't really have all that much interest in reading at this point in time. Of course, Rainbow Rowell is a huge Booktube darling, and maybe I'll get around to reading one of her works at some point in time, I don't know. But I think I would prefer to read Fangirl before reading Carry On. Not that it really matters. Carry On, of course, is the fan fiction that is written by a character in Fangirl. It probably doesn't really matter the order that you read them in, but I think if I was to read a Rainbow Rowell, I would start with Fangirl, and then the other two books I'm not really all that fussed about reading at this point in time, so there's that. The only graphic work that I haven't mentioned already is Descendant Volume 1, which I hadn't really heard of before hearing about it in the Shortlist announcement videos and some people's BooktubeSFF Babbles videos that I've been watching today. Been hearing good things, but I don't have easy access to it at the moment, so I don't think I'll be picking that one up at this point in time. And at this point I don't have any plans on picking up any of the short works that have been nominated, but again, we'll just wait and see what happens. But at this point in time, I'm using the BooktubeSFF awards as I push to pick up the books that I already own, which is probably a sensible thing to do, and we'll just see. So, as mentioned, I will have the BooktubeSFF Goodreads group linked down in the description, where you should go and check out all of the discussion that is going on around the BooktubeSFF awards. I haven't been at all active with this at this stage. I didn't end up nominating anything. I haven't commented anything in the group, but hopefully I will be able to get a little bit more involved if I start reading some of the books. I don't know whether I'll be doing many of these BooktubeSFF Babbles videos. I'll just kind of have a look at the topics and think about them as the weeks go on, but I'll definitely be interested in watching other people's videos and seeing the different discussions that take place, and I will be very interested to see what happens at the end of this and who ends up winning all of these categories. So I'm going to stop babbling, haha, and go back to reading books for the Underhyped Reads Readathon, because I haven't finished anything since Sunday and it is now Friday evening. And I need to actually sit down and get some reading done, because that's the thing, and I do need to edit this video to get it up, so I will stop talking. But as always, thank you all for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!